If I were to ask you right now what your insecurities are, what are your doubts, right? What do you think about yourself? I'm pretty sure even if you say like, "Oh, I don't have any insecurities, bro. I'm really confident." You have some insecurities, bro. You have them. And if you don't think you do, you just haven't put enough effort to think about them. Everyone has insecurities, no matter how big you are, no matter how tough you think you are. Everyone has insecurities. And guess what? Instead of running from it, I think that's an incredible thing. Have insecurities, bro. Why do we always put insecurity as this like terrible thing? Like, bro, you should love yourself for who you are. You should like accept yourself. Insecurities, no, you don't need them. Like, bro, you're perfect. You're a special little snowflake. No, you are not. You are not special. I am not special. The fact that you relate to what I'm saying right now just proves the fact that we are all going through the same issues, that none of us are special, and that we are literally living basically the same life under the same influences, and that we have like the same, for the most part, we have the same worldview, same values. Like, you shouldn't murder, right? Like, we are, despite being raised under vastly different circumstances, with the exposure to vastly different people, as human beings, we naturally become like each other, even if we're halfway across the world from each other. And so the issues that you experience, like, oh, I struggle with social skills. I don't know how to talk to people. Like, oh, I struggle with discipline. I don't want to study, but I know I should study, but I don't study. I procrastinate. I want to learn more. I don't know like what my passion is. I don't know what my purpose is. What's the meaning of life? All these different things, right? Every human asks these questions. I didn't need to meet you to understand that. So, insecurities is one of the many things that we all have. And whether you like to see it or not in yourself, you do have them. And here's the beautiful thing. You're not using them. But when you start to use them, you'll realize how much you've been missing out on. I have so many insecurities. I'm just going to be straight up with you. What's one of my insecurities? There's too many to name, man. I have a ton of insecurities, man. But you don't realize that insecurities have the power to spark emotions, no? Because who you are as a human being and insecurity, these are gaps within our identity, right? Holes, cracks, vulnerable parts of ourselves that we feel like maybe we shouldn't share to the world because they could hurt it more. These are wounds, bro. These insecurities stick with us. They're part of your identity. They're part of who you are, whether you like it or not. Insecurities are part of who you are. Don't bullshit yourself. And yes, you can break them down. You can destroy them. Sure. It takes years, though, if not like longer. But the thing with insecurities is that despite them sticking with you, is that because they always stay with you right here, so close to your heart, and they always have the ability, the capacity to produce a certain emotion, usually negative, probably always negative, but you don't realize that power, because what is an emotion, right? An emotion is energy in motion. And what is energy? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. And so when you have this infinite energy emotion generator, that's literally a part of who you are. Yes, it produces like sadness. It produces like anger. It produces like a little bit of depression, right? You need to be a little bit depressed. Like, you don't realize its power because you have the ability to transmute those emotions into doing something good. Not only that, but every successful person that you've ever heard of has immense insecurities, because that is what pushes them. The fact that they always feel like they're not good enough, that doubt that keeps creeping in. Obviously, if you let it destroy you, you let it sink your ship, there was no point because you didn't learn how to control this. Everything that we talk about here is just a tool, a means to an end. But you're not using all the tools that you could. You're not maximizing everything that you have right now. And this is so huge. This is like trying to make an entire like building, but you don't even have hammers and like, I don't know, screwdrivers or whatever. I don't know. Like trying to build a shelf from IKEA, but all you have is the wood and your hands. This is another tool. And so, because it's an infinite emotion generator, even though these are negative emotions, you have the ability to transmute these emotions into actions. And hear me out. sometimes these actions can be dangerous. Like, bro, I hate myself so much, I'm gonna cut myself, right? I'm gonna suicide or whatever. Those are dangerous. But you also have the ability to use them for good. I'm frustrated. I hate where I am. I'm gonna start this thing today to better myself. I'm gonna start meditating because I hate how, like, my lack of presence, right? I'm gonna start this diet today because I hate how fat I am, or whatever. Insecurities are literally the threshold for dissatisfaction. They help you reach dissatisfaction quicker. And you know the power of dissatisfaction. Like, it's literally you reach a threshold of dissatisfaction that literally changes the trajectory of your life. When you've gone through enough, when you've seen enough, when you ate enough shit, bro, and you decide you've had enough, that level of dissatisfaction completely just takes you over, and discipline becomes so easy. Sickeningly easy. Like, I remember when I was 7 months ago, I hated myself so much in every single way. And it was so easy to get out of bed, attack the day, take a cold shower, do cold approaching, all of those different things that usually would be so difficult for me, but because I had that level of dissatisfaction, I didn't care. I didn't care because I hated myself. I had so much pent-up insecurity that just needed to be released. And that didn't get rid of my insecurity, but it was energy. And you're storing all this energy up, bro, and like kinetic energy, potential energy. So much action potential or whatever. I didn't take science, but energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. And you're holding all this energy. You're not using it. Why? Sorry. But yeah. Number one, insecurities. You really need to pinpoint your insecurities, man. Like, when you pinpoint them and actually look at them on a piece of paper, you'll know. You look at it, creates a sense of dissatisfaction that just stays with you. And it's not like watching a motivational speech. That's the thing. It's not like watching like Les Brown, like, I'll show you how great I am. No, you actually see like how far you have to go. You actually see the lack of progress that you've made in your life. But if you started this when you were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, how far ahead would you be right now? But no, you had ignorance. You didn't know this was a thing. You just lived with your insecurities. Hormozy calls this ignorance debt. So you have to pay for ignorance debt by like literally getting to work right now and seeing, like, pinpointing specifically what insecurities that you have and deciding to use it today. If there's one thing you take from this, emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. Cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. You choose what you do with that energy. Because energy is a catalyst for action. And action is what gives you all the results. Action is what moves the needle. Action is what will take you from point A to point B and get you to where you want to be. It rhymed, so it's got to be true. As always, I have a Telegram. It's completely free. It's basically like daily messages from me. Daily learning lessons from me. If you want to join, it's completely free. First link in the description. And as always, if you want to hear from a 17-year-old trying to figure out life, subscribe. It's a win-win for both of us. Get after it.